This meeting is being recorded.
Okay. Thank you everyone for joining, and good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Tooba and I am representing my company, Ontime Training and Consultancy Services in this event. So today we are going to discuss and share the success story and lessons learned by our PMP mentee, Saqib Hayat. But before we get started, let me quickly introduce my company as well as myself to all of you. So Ontime Training and Consultancy Services is a professional training and consultancy provider. So we are actually professional trainers of PMI certifications, including PFMP, PGMP, PMP, RMP, ACP, PBA, like all the tracks of PMI. As well as we are also consultancy providers, and we are into corporate consultancy like PMO setup and project and program related standardization and process improvement, corporate trainings, etc. And we are also into individual trainings like career counseling and getting ready for project and program related jobs. And we are also helping people with interview preparation. So if you are looking for any of these services, and if you think that we can help you, please feel free to contact us. I'm going to share the communication channels of the company in a while in the comment box. About myself, I am based in Pakistan, and my company, although it's a remote company, but it's also registered in Pakistan. So I have been working in the IT software industry of Pakistan for the past 16 to 17 years. And now I am fully dedicated to my venture. And I have been working as the lead trainer of on-time training and consultancy services, where I am providing the PFMP and PGMP and PMP and everything which is related to project program and portfolio management. And on the certification ground, I am PPP certified, which means I am PMP, PGMP, and PFMP certified, and I am also RMP and PSM certified, as well as I do possess the ATB badge for PMP trainings as well. And one more thing which I hold as a as an honor with me is that I'm the first female PPP certified of Pakistan, which is like a huge honor. So this is like a brief about me. Let's move to the agenda of webinar, and let's start conversation with Saqib. Assalamu alaikum, Saqib. How are you doing?
Wa alaikum assalam. Thank you, Zuba. I'm doing well.
Saqib, initially we would like our the mentee or the student to introduce himself. So would you like to give a brief introduction for yourself?
Yeah, sure. I'm based in Canada, presently working at KPMG as a senior functional consultant, mostly working on the Microsoft suite of applications and ERP implementations. I've been working as a business analyst for close to 10 years now. During the later part of my professional journey, I have been managing components of the project independently, starting from planning as well as the implementation phases. And that is where I decided that, to progress to the next level, I need to do my PMP certification. So that is briefly all about me.
Okay, so Saqib, basically, whenever a prospective student comes to us, they usually they are confused, and they have like a lot of questions in their mind, and they want to know that why they should be going for PMP, and how PMP is going to benefit them, and how I can help my organization and in my job about this. So what is your thought about that? Like when you decided to go with that, what was the thought process with you that why I should be doing PMP?
I mean, that's a great question, and I think it's important that anyone who wants to undertake this this journey must have some idea about why they want to do it in the first place. For me, I think it was absolutely clear to me that in order to progress to the next level of where I want to be personally and professionally, there was no other choice than to do the project management certification. The reason being, like I said, I have been managing independent components of the project, but professionally, I would like to be in a position where I'm managing not just components, but the overall project. And all project management jobs, if not all, most of them require a PMP certification. And after going through that journey, I can now understand and appreciate why, because I think PMP is the gold standard for project management, in my personal opinion. So whether it's professionally or maybe you are the one who, some people just like to, gain knowledge about, project management. So if you're into that category, that's fine. But depending on wherever or whatever you want to do, it's important that you have some idea about why would you like to go and get this certification.
Yeah, so I would also like to add that like it's not only about PMP, it's about every other thing that you plan for your career and plan for your life. Once you do that, you should be owning that decision. It should not be like just due to the reason that you are following someone, or due to the reason that there are 10 people who are done with PMP in my circle or in my organization. This is the reason why I also want to get done with that, or probably I'm feeling left out in my organization or something like that. Like you should have a solid ground of why you are after this thing, because PMP or any any big credential which is recognized globally, it's like it's a whole journey. Like there are not only few things associated with that. Like it's a whole journey, and you should be owning that thing. It should be like coming from within that you want to do this, right? So this is very important. Like probably you are doing it just for the sake of your own improvement. Like you are probably already doing the project management and the relevant role in the organization. You just want to improve yourself. It's probably the reason is that you right now are in a technical domain, or in a probably a very specific domain like quality or business analysis or development or engineering, like something like that. And you think that you are now at a career where you can make a switch to the management, or probably you are just doing that for the knowledge sake. That can also be the reason. I usually do certifications for the knowledge sake. If you ask me, I would give you this answer that I always want to like update myself and upskill myself, and for the same reason, I always think that certifications are the best mechanism, because they give you end-to-end knowledge base and skill set in that regard. Okay, so moving forward, the next question, which is like a very usual thing, especially from those people who are actively preparing for PMP. How much time did you take for your PMP? Because like at times people are confused about that 2 months are fine, 3 months are fine. It can be done in 2 weeks. So what is your thought about that? How much time did you take? People would like to know that as well.
Sure. Yeah, from the time I enrolled in this course until the time I was able to clear the exam, it took about 3 months. It may vary from individual to individual. I have seen postings on LinkedIn and other platforms saying that they can prepare you and probably get you past the exam in maybe 1 month or less. I personally, in my personal opinion, that's not possible. And even if it is, I'm not sure what kind of teaching methodology they are using, because PMP is a journey. Like you said, first of all, you have to absolutely clear that why you want to do it, and then if you have committed to yourself to this journey, one should get the max out of it, because it's not something that you just learn and to pass the exam, but it's something is going to stay with you for the rest of your life and probably help you to manage things better. So to really get the best out of it, to gain that knowledge where you are in a position to apply it in your future endeavors, I believe 2 to 3 months is a reasonable amount of time that you need to fully get the benefit out of this course and then pass your exam as well.
Okay, so would you like to comment on that as well, that around how many hours in a day or in a week you like allocated for yourself for studying it in the right way, right? Not just to pass the exam, but like just getting the essence out of that. So probably that can help like the people who are actively preparing for PMP.
Absolutely. Like on a daily basis, when I started, watching the course contents and going through those videos, it was actually fun. You didn't feel like bothered watching those videos. So I was dedicating at least a couple of hours a day for my prep work. I mean, some people might not be able to do that, and they would like to spend more time over the weekend, which is fine. But I think if you break it down on a daily basis, it makes it a lot easier and less harder on you to go through the contents, and then it kind of stays fresh in your mind as well. So for me, doing it bit by bit on a daily basis, and then as I went through the process, and as I got nearer to my exam dates, that's where I started putting in more effort. But to begin with, if you're putting in like a couple of hours a day, you should be good, and you should be rest assured that you will be able to complete everything in about 3 months' time.
Okay, and I would like to add one more thing over here, which is like based on my own experience as well as my experience with like a lot of students that I have in multiple programs, that probably you like due to multiple reasons, maybe you have workload in the office, or you have some personal commitments, or like there are other things that can come and which are unanticipated as well. But as long as you are not disconnected from this study, like maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes a day, or every alternate day, if you are able to dedicate when you are slowly preparing yourself, and like just a couple of hours when you are actively preparing, that's going to be enough. But do not let the disconnect come in between, because that is going to be deadly. That is going to be deadly for sure. Probably you would have to like restart from the scratch. In some cases, I have got those students as well, where they were doing like pretty good on the prep ground, and they just probably like due to XYZ reasons, they just got disconnected, and then they just lost the momentum. And then once the momentum is lost, probably you are lost. You probably either have to like you want to just quit it, or you have to like restart it, which is going to be like very, very negative. It's going to be a huge setback for anyone. So just do not disconnect yourself from this. If you have made up your mind that you want to go with that, at times people have financial constraints as well. At times they just are not able to pay for the exam, and things are happening. But just stay in touch, slowly, gradually, just stay in touch until and unless you think that you are now in a position financially as well as on the prep ground and mentally as well, you are convinced that you want to go with it. You can go with it. But if everything is going fine, then in my opinion as well, 2.5 to 3 months is a very genuine time. If you are working, and if you have a family, and if you have other commitments as well, 2.5 to 3 months is a very, very genuine time, until and unless you are dedicated yourself to PMP. In that case, you can do it in weeks, and probably in a month or so as well. But usually that's not the case with most of the students. Okay, so thank you so much, Saqib, for this answer. So you are already done with this credential. You have written your exam. So people at times want to know your exam experience, because most of the time when people are going with PMP, or they are considering PMI, PMP is usually the first thing they are going with, and they have a lot of questions that how does a simulator looks like, how does that like exam pressure feel like, and what we should be doing, what we should not be doing, and this and that. So what would you like to add? And probably you can add like few important concepts as well, just the concepts which can help those people who are actively preparing.
So you mean the exam experience, the PMP exam experience itself?
Yeah,
or
the real exam experience, like what
okay.
you did, what you didn't go with, like all the do's and don'ts of exam.
Okay, so I opted for the like the actual in-person option. You can attempt it from home, but I went to a center. That's everyone's preference, but considering the fact that you might have to do some kind of calculations, I thought it's best that I go in person to a center. First and foremost, and once if you're planning to enroll with Tooba or any or EduHubSpot course, you will be told time and again to manage yourself throughout that exam, and that is the first and most important thing. On average, one should be mentally prepared not to spend more than a minute or at the most a minute and a half on any particular question. That is what I was timing myself on even before the exam. During the mock exams that we were provided, I was making sure that as I'm completing those in time, I'm not spending more than a minute. And if there's a question that I would like to review, you can't answer it straight away, save it for later. You can always come back if you have time. So time management is of the essence. Then there will be tough questions, there will be easy questions, there will be a one-liner question, there will be long questions. It will be a combination of both, and there will be questions from almost all the domains. Do not be disheartened if you consistently see 3-4 different questions. Trust me, there will be easier questions somewhere down the line. But it's important that you do not lose your cool, I would say. Do not be disheartened. Some people, see a couple of difficult questions, and that really puts them off track. Don't let that happen. Stay positive. Take your time. Don't lose your composure. If you manage those two things, trust me, you should be able to clear that exam, depending on how well you are prepared for it. But in time management and not losing your composure are two key ingredients besides your prep work for that exam.
Yes, I would highly focus on this, and the people who are already enrolled with me and those who are my students, they know that I put a high focus on this, that exam doesn't only test your knowledge about the project management, it tests you like from every angle. Being a project manager, that are you able to do are you able to manage your time effectively or not? Do you apply emotional intelligence when you come across like some such scenarios, and are you dealing the pressure well or not? How you are able to do the decision making, and how you are catering with certain situations when you think that it's the time to mark this question for review and come back to it later, like things like that, which is like a personality trait. Being a project manager, it's also being tested in the exam. And of course, the knowledge is something which is definitely going to be tested. So without even talking to you, without even knowing you, they are going to test you via this exam. All right. And this is valid for every other exam. But like I said, a PMP is usually the first exam, usually, not always. At times, people are already ACP certified or RMP certified, or probably PBA certified, CAPM certified. But that's like very like minimal ratio. Usually like PMP is the first thing that people go with PMI, and usually they just struggle with that as well in the exams. So at times I've seen those people as well who are very good on the preparation side, but when they sit in the exam, when they come across 3 to 4 like very lengthy or like apparently difficult questions, they just get lost in that, and they lose the exam at times, and that's or probably they lose their composure as well. And if you lose that, you are done. You probably have lost the exam like at that very moment. So it's very necessary that people who are actively pursuing for PMP or any PMS certification, they understand that. Okay, so coming to the training and the content and the simulator and all the services that you have received from myself being your trainer, as well as from EduHubSpot as they were the provider of the simulator that you used actively for your preparation. How did you find the services and the mentoring by myself and the material, the mock exams, the clone exams, the learning video, all of that? How would you rate that material, and how much help did you get from that in your overall journey?
Everyone who is here and everyone who watches maybe this video later, let me say one thing, and it's not because I'm sitting here because Tooba has invited me, but that's genuine feedback. I could not have asked for anything better for my PMP preparation, because the first thing that always leads you is the fact that you have to read a PM book, which is a thick book, and the general conception is that you have to understand, if not understand, just memorize you have to literally memorize most of the things that are listed there. And that is, I think, one thing that usually deters people from getting started on the PMP journey. with EduHubSpot, especially in journal, and then with Tooba in particular, you really don't have to do that. The exam content is up to date, and the way it's taught through videos, it's amazing. I have been working in agile environment, software development environment or methodology for the past 4 or 5 years. Yet when I saw those videos on agile, it made me it made me learn so many new things. Even if some of the things that I knew before, now I have a better understanding of those concepts or processes. It's like I said, when you watch those videos, I think you will really enjoy it. You will learn a lot, and in no time you will feel confident that yes, this is something that you can do. Usually when you start reading a book, maybe you find it difficult, and PMBOK is difficult to read. Like I have read a few chapters, it's very difficult to read and then understand, but not these contents material provided by EduHubSpot. They are very easy to understand, very easy to follow. And one of them explains concepts relating to examples from everyday life, which makes it a lot more easier and fun to watch. And like I said, if someone wants to do PMP and is afraid of it, trust me, join EduHubSpot. You will not regret it even for a single day. That's my advice to all of you.
Thank you so much, Saqib. And before I add my opinion in that, I would like one more thing, which is like not a usual question, but at times people are wondering about that as well. So let's talk about that. As they are new to PMI, so they have a lot of questions about application process as well, and like how we are going to get enrolled to sit in the exam and to be eligible to write the exam. So you and I now know that this is a very simple process, and there is no big deal about it. In fact, in this whole PMP journey from the start till the end, this is the easiest thing to do, I would say. So how would you want to guide those people who are probably nearby their application process, and they want to get that answer as well, that how easy or difficult it was for you, or did your application get into audit or not? Because that is something that scared them a lot, that probably audit is going to be something like that is probably going to put them through some legal procedure or something like that. So this is like the genuine questions that I get from people. They consider it like a very big deal. So what would you like to say?
And it's a genuine concern. It was my concern also before, I came across EduHubSpot and then obviously went through the process itself. And trust me, a lot of people, including myself, are concerned about this process, because the general consensus is it's a difficult process. You have to provide so many details, and like you said, if it goes into audit, then they might ask PMI ask you for additional details, and then you have to provide some references and all of those things. Pretty scary things people say about it. It's easy because I think all of you make it easy, I would say. It's the way students are guided on how to fill in the relevant details, because you don't really have to put in everything. It's what PMI needs in order to recognize you to be eligible for this certification. That is what matters. And I think that guidance from yourself and other mentors at EduHubSpot makes the whole process that much easier. Yes, with your help and guidance, it was an easier process. I really had an idea what to put in for PMI to consider as my past experiences, and I think it was approved in a couple of days, if I'm not mistaken. That's how long it took for them to just approve it.
Yeah, so
even I was surprised.
You're absolutely right. And the people who are interested to know how does the application process go. So the application actually is going to check your eligibility, which is like 3 years of project management or relevant experience with 4 years or above professional degree, which can be on bachelor's or master's degree, and 35 hours of project management knowledge, which is like the 3 eligibility criteria of PMI for the PMP certification. And these 3 things are going to be logged and submitted to PMI so that they can approve that and they can make you eligible to sit in the exam. By the time we submit the application, they do not ask for any document proof. They just want you to provide that textual information until and unless they place your application in the audit process, which is like just a very random process. Like at times people they just overthink that as well, that my application is selected for audit, probably I have done something wrong, or probably there is some problem with my experience or with my with my other provided information. No, it's not at all about that. PMI has clearly said that audit is a random process. There is a computer algorithm which is working at the back of that, and if your application has to be selected for audit, it would be selected the very time you are going to press the submit button. So anyone can understand that this is a random process. This is like just like the program which is going to pick your application or not going to pick your application. And if it picks your application as well for the audit, you do not need to worry about that. If your mentor is with you, they are going to guide you that how to provide the material for the audit, which is like a very easy thing from the provider or from the trainer, where you have got your 35 hours training. They must have given you a certificate. You have to provide that. Whichever experiences for the project you have written, you need to provide to one reference for that, and they just need to press a radio button that yes, they have worked with you. That's it. And for the degree, you need to provide your e-copy of approved degree. That's it. You are done. And they take 1 to 2 days, and they are going to approve your application. It's as simple as that. So like I said, I have many PMP students, and 2 to 3 have gone into audit process, and I have got their audit process like clear in just 1 to 2 time. So it's not a difficult thing, right? Okay, so moving forward, Saqib, a very, very usual question that anyone would want to know or would be interested to discuss about is why we invest in PMP. So when I say investment, it's not always about monetary or financial investment. Of course, that is also going to be the case. At the very least, somebody has to invest around $650 to $700 in PMP, and at the max it's going to be $1,000 US, depending on the region you are writing this exam. But at the min, it's going to be $650 to $700. So this is a huge investment for anyone. So people at times ask that why would we invest in that? And like money or financial perspective is one thing, the time and dedication and pushing other priorities at the back to make it work. Why we would be doing that? Why PMP is so important? How I'm going to get the return on this probably in multiple forms. So what is your viewpoint on this? Like multiple people would have multiple viewpoints. I have my viewpoint as well. And probably you have a different viewpoint. So let's hear from you first, and let's see how it can help others.
I think there are two aspects to that why question. One is, of course, the tangible returns that I think some people would like to see, and then there's an intangible piece to it as well. I think both matters. I will be lying if I say, oh no, I don't care about the tangible, I care about intangible. But tangible doesn't have to be monetary. It can be a lot of other things as well. So let's talk about the intangible returns. So it has been a week since I have done my PMP, and already I can see the benefits that are associated with getting this exam or getting this certification. Internally in my organization, when it was relayed that I have done my PMP, a lot of people reached out to me, a lot of people congratulated me, and they said that it's not an easy certification. So everybody knows that it's not that easy. So the recognition that you get is, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel as if you have done something, worthwhile, which is a great feeling. And a lot of people have asked me for guidance as well. A lot of my senior management folks are now reaching out to me saying that if you're looking for project management roles, let us know, and we will keep that in mind. Now, some of them may have known that I have those capabilities, but now having a PMP certification under the belt makes my case a lot more favorable, I would say. So that's the intangible returns that you will get when you're done with this, when you get this certification. Now, in terms of the tangibles, like I said, I want to go to the project management journey, and this is the natural progression for me in future. And for me, having a PMP certification was a must. So a lot of people might do it for that way. And when you grow in your professional whether it's within the organization or outside of the organizations in some other roles, the monetary benefits will come. So go for your professional excellence, in my opinion. And if you're looking for monetary gains, which is fine, those will come. But don't just expect miracles right away. It takes a while. It is a step in the right direction, but it's going to take a while for you to be professionally where the monetary gains will follow.
Yeah, this is like a very, very good point, that monetary aspects like just follows all of the aspects that Saqib has mentioned as the intangible benefits. And PMP is actually a very right step to move forward with your project management career. It doesn't matter that if you already have some experience or like a very good experience, that's going to actually complement that. And if you are aspiring for this career as well, like you are probably working in some other expert domain, like I mentioned, usually quality people move to project management a lot, and usually the engineering the professionals who have good managerial and people management skill, they want to pursue their their distant career in the management, and they usually want to go with a PMP certification so that they can start their management career in a better way. At times, business analyst professionals want to go to the project management career. At times, people who have been working in other domain expertise, like maybe planning engineers or project engineers, they want to go into the management side. So this is like going to be a very right step, which is going to give you end-to-end knowledge about what should be happening in a project, or what should not be happening, and what's the right process, what's the right procedure, what's the right tools and techniques. And just one more disclaimer: at times when people are getting all of that knowledge when they are already pursuing PMP, they at times ask me that how come it's possible to apply each and everything that we are learning in PMP in our organization? Maybe this and that perspective doesn't work for us. If that doesn't work for you, just leave it. PMI never says that everything and anything that you are going to study is going to be applied as it is to your organization. This is where the analysis and where the critical thinking would come in, that what works for you, you take it. What doesn't work for you, you need to be knowing that this is not going to work, and probably in some other organization and later on in your career that's going to work. But until and unless you are not aware of that, how come you would be in a position to apply the right way of working, or the right way of doing things in your projects and in your programs, or in any field where you are working. So this is how the standardization help us with. And this is like the best return that anyone can get, that knowing the right thing, when to do the right thing, when to skip something, when is the right time to apply a certain process and procedure, and when is the right time to learn and know about some tools and techniques. This is what the standardizations help us with, right? And it also helps us with finding the gaps in our knowledge. At times we are already in that career, we are already practicing project management, we are already in that role, but probably we are not doing the things the right way. And this is where the project management professional certification, or any other certification, not just PMP, any other certification, is for the same reason. It is going to give you the globally accepted way of working and procedures, which has been widely applied by a lot of volunteers at that provider or organization. In our case, it's PMI. They have already tested that those processes and ways of working and people management skill and leadership skills and connecting your projects to the organizational end. They've already tested that, and based on their expertise and experience, they are going to they are going to give that to you as a standard, so that you can apply that as well, right? So return should not only be monetary, which is like a very wrong way of doing thing. And you should always be in a position to upskill yourself, to improve yourself, to uh, increase your market worth. And that is like, I don't say that credentials are the only way to do that, but credentials are a very important, like they play a very important role in that. It's not the only way. Your experience, your maybe your degrees, your skill set, your the domain knowledge or the field related knowledge, all of that is going to be added. But this also helps, like it's a complementary thing. It's like a very huge value addition in your profile, right? Okay, so moving forward, I would like to ask Saqib that usually when people start something, they don't have any direction that are they going to continue this learning process or not. But when they are done with one or two certifications, then they get they get very much motivated, and they want to like continue this journey, and learning process should never be stopped. So PMP is not the only thing that one would want to go with. For me, this learning process never stopped. I started it like probably 15 years ago, and I just keep on doing one thing and the other. And with that, I try to update myself, and I try to be market competitive, if you want to say it this way. So what are the other credentials or certifications now you're looking forward to, and why?
Okay. No, I totally agree. I think this one thing that I've realized in the last 3 months is I totally agree with what you said, that the professional journey must continue in one way or the other. I think for me, I thought this PMP certification would be the hardest, and alhamdulillah, since I'm done with achieving that milestone, I really like to continue and doing so in future. So there are a couple of certifications that I need to do internally because they're important for for my current role. And as soon as I'm done with those, I have my eyes on the Agile Certified Professional certification. Reason being, as I mentioned earlier, I work in mostly the projects are implemented with the Agile framework of delivery, and I have the relevant experience. Now I will get I want to get certified and then learn how things are done the proper way. Because one thing that I've realized is that when you go through these certifications, you although you may have the domain knowledge, yet you learn a lot new things, and then you learn to do the things the right way, and that is what I want to do in future as well.
Nice, nice. So for those who are very new to project management or PMP certification, and they are wondering that what is really covered in there. So let me tell you that PMI breaks the concept of project in 3 main domains, and everything that we study is covered under any of these domains. So there is a technical side of project management, which is like a misconception that if you are doing projects and if you are working in the project management capacity, probably you are only doing the technical things, which is one part of it, but not all of it. So one area is the technical or the process oriented aspects of project management, which covers scoping and schedule management and planning and resource management and communication and procurement, everything which is just considered as a part of project management. Then there is a very important area which at times is just overlooked because of the for the same reason that we are just not aware of that, or we just have that knowledge gap, which is a people side of project management, managing a lot of stakeholders, improving yourself as a leader, portraying or demonstrating the leadership skills like communication, negotiation, influencing, and conflict management, decision making, mentoring, coaching, team building. There is a lot of that. So at times this area is very, very much overlooked by people who are not certified. but they have experience, so they just think that no, this is not required. No, this is very much required, equally required, as the technical knowledge of project management is required. And the third area, which like if 10 people come to me, 9 of them are not at all aware of that, is the concept of project is not just delivering the the milestones or the products or services of that project. It's also about how you connect that project or initiative to the broader organizational goals, so that business connectivity, the value delivery, how you are helping your organization with the product or the services or the result that you are producing with that project, it is also very important, very, very important. And just trust me, very few people are aware of that perspective of the project. So that's the third domain. So people, process, and business environment, these are the three domains in which we cover everything under PMP curriculum. And there's like a lot of things that is covered under that. And that's like the horizontal breakdown of PMP, and the vertical breakdown is like under these three domains, everything is divided between predictive, hybrid, and agile way of project management. So under the people domain, you are going to get multiple questions for predictive and agile and hybrid, and under the the process as well as the business environment as well, you are going to get the questions from both of the domains. So they cover everything under project management. And for your information, in the exam, 50% is agile and 50% agile plus hybrid is 50%, and the other 50% is predictive, right? So it's like a lot that we cover under a PMP curriculum. And of course, being an ATP trainer, because I mentioned in the start as well that I'm an ATP trainer, and every trainer who is part of EduHubSpot, who I've partnered with for PMP trainings, they are ATP trainers. So by ATP, we mean we are authorized trainer partners. PMI has nominated us for PMP trainings, and we are helping our students in the PMI way. There can be non-ATP trainers as well, which is totally fine. That is like not something which can be unethical or illegal, but ATP trainers are going to be like very, very much PMI way. They are going to follow the PMI material. They are going to follow the PMI guided procedures and training material to help their students. So that is one other thing where we distinguish ourselves, that we are ATP providers, and we are supposed to be following the PMI way of training. So PMI has given us the training material, PMI has given us like the clone test, PMI has given us like other material as well, which we provide to our students so that they get ready for the exam. So moving forward, Saqib, the last thing, probably any advice, any suggestion that you would like to give to the project management aspirants, to the PMP aspirants? Maybe there are a few people who are actively preparing for their PMP. What would you like to say over here?
So I'll give them something that I experienced. So I thought initially that I will dedicate time every day like I did on my own, and then prepare for this exam, which I think never happened. I think I wasted almost close to a year trying to do that. Because if you're working, your professional constraints plus your family, time that you need to give to your family, all of those factors makes it harder for anyone to be spending dedicated time almost every day to undergo such a commitment. So, but if you are the ones who, those rare types, I would say you can do that, fine, just do it. Otherwise, if you think that's not possible, then my suggestion is don't delay it any further. Look for programs that can help you, get your certification done. EduHubSpot is probably the best in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. You can always verify it yourself. But start that journey. I have realized that something that I was reading for almost 1.5 years took just 3 months to be completed. So don't delay this journey. Get your certification done if you think that's the way forward for you. Get it sooner rather than later, and trust me, it's going to give you a lot of advantages.
Thank you so much, Saqib, and thank you for joining and sharing your thought process and your journey to the participants. That was a wonderful conversation, and that's the end of the questions with you. Let's see if we have questions from the audience. So we have a couple of questions that people have asked. So okay, starting with the J Panchal question. So he is, I think he has left, but let's discuss his question so that if later on he want to listen to the recording, that would be answered. So he's saying that I have taken the in-person training for PMP last December, but couldn't prepare myself for the examination. Can I have any advice and guidance? How can I get certified sooner? Okay, let me take this question, and probably Saqib can add something as well as per his experience. But I think the advice that Saqib has given is going to be valid on you, Jay, because it's not only you. There, out of 10 people that comes to us for training or to any other provider for training, most of the time, half of them or like 5 to 6, like just do not. They just do not maintain the momentum, and they just do not provide the right time and right commitment, and they just like get lost in that process, and then it becomes like a little difficult for them to just regain the momentum. So in that case, if you are just demotivated and if you need the right energy, the right guidance, I would say the step-by-step guidance, because like I said, a PMP curriculum is a lot for anyone to absorb or digest, and this is where most of the people struggle with. They do not just get the right way, like step-by-step way one should be going with, and this is where myself and EduHubSpot helps with. We give you the step-by-step study plan, we give you the material, but we just do not overwhelm you with like a lot of material. We give you a step-by-step guidance that, okay, this is the time for the next 3 days, do this. For the next 1 week, do this. Now is the time to focus on this. Now is the time to focus on this. So this is very, very important. There can be 2 ways about that. One thing is that you are self-organized, motivated, and you do not need any mentor, and you can get like 35-hour certificate from any mechanism. There are many courses on Udemy, Coursera. I can provide offline material as well. If you are self-motivated, you can do that by yourself. But most of the time people are not self-motivated, and if they are self-motivated, it's not always about motivation. It's about structure and organizing things as well, right? And if you're not able to do that, then probably go to a proper trainer, provider, or proper mentor who is going to be with you till the end, who is not going to leave you after they are done with the training certificate. Because I do not leave my students until and unless they are not certified. I try to stay with them no matter how early we are done with the training, those 35 hours training, which is a mandatory requirement. I do not leave my students until and unless they are done, and they are willing to do that. I am going to be with them, right? And I'm sure Saqib is going to vouch me for that I keep on following up with my students until and unless they are not going to achieve the target. In fact, after PMP as well, we are going to stay with our students, and we try to help them in their career and their at times in their jobs as well, at times in their project management related things as well. So we just believe in the concept of long-term mentoring. We just do not believe in concept of short-term association with our students. So just get the right mentor, get the right material and the right mentor, and that's going to be the answer to your question, who is going to stay with you till the end. Okay, then Narmeen is asking what's the cost of exam. So Narmeen, the answer to that question is the cost to exam is varying in different regions. So the generalized cost for the global audience is $405, which is for members. If you are PMI member, this is going to be the fees for you. This is like just the exam fees, and $555 if you are not a member of PMI, and the membership would have a separate cost as well, which is the annual cost, which is $139. So this is the price for general audience. But for some regions, like the region I am in, Pakistan, India, some countries of Gulf as well, and some countries of MENA and Africa region as well, the price to the exam is a little lower as well. So I know you are from Pakistan, so for the people of Pakistan, the price for now, it can be changed as well, but the price for now is $284 for members, $389 for non-members, and $109 for the membership. So collectively, it's going to cost you either $389 or $393 in case you are going with the membership, right? So I always suggest to go with membership because it's the differential is only $4, and later on, if you decide to go with any other certification with PMI, then you are going to get some discount on that certification. Yes, Naveen, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, just for my clarity, I wanted to ask that the total fee that we pay to our trainer, like this exam cost is included in that one, or it is like additional
No, this is
to
just for
that?
PMP exam fees. The trainer cost is going to be separate, and that depends on the trainer. So for our training and mentoring, I think I've already provided you the cost. So every trainer would be charging like a different amount depending on their services and the commitment that they provide. So like I said, we provide the complete exam preparation, personalized mentoring, as well as the training and material. So we charge accordingly for that, but that's going to be separate than this $389 or $393, right?
Okay, thank you. And just one more question I wanted to ask. Basically, as I've explained you that my background is from engineering. And so like I do the projects which are like mostly we work with the project managers and deal with them, and at times we have to manage the projects ourselves depending on the company's requirement. And like this is kind of job role which I'm currently working in. And in addition to that, if like someone wants to start up his own business, let's say if I want to launch a clothing brand, so this kind of certification is also helpful in that one, or no?
This is actually a very good question, and let me give you my example. So I used to be in the corporate world for 16 to 17 years, and from the past 1 year, it's actually like has been few months for now, but since the past like May 2022, I have been like full time in my own business. So when we are in our own venture, we are supposed to be doing everything. We are supposed to be doing project management. We are supposed to be doing like the strategic management. We are supposed to be doing the performance management. We are supposed to be doing like the technical work as well, the operational work as well, the administrative work as well. Like everything and anything can be required from your side, at least in the initial few years or in the initial few months of your venture. So in that case, these certifications definitely help. I can like highly vouch for it, because I had my own example, and I have seen many other people who are my students. Like right now, they are my students, and they come to me like only because of the reason that either they are running their ventures already, like side by side with their jobs, or they have plans to like full-time move into the business. So usually for the business or for the for the business related aspects, people do not go with PMP. They usually go with something higher than that, which is like the portfolio management or something related to the organizational aspect. That's recommended, but you can go with the project management as well if your nature of the venture is something where you are executing like multiple projects. So that depends. You can discuss that with me separately. After hearing the idea of your business, I can give you a better advice. But yes, these certifications definitely help, not just from the management concepts, but also from like from the time management perspective, making you a professional, making you a better organizer, a better planner. All of that is considered when we are doing these certifications. So the theoretical perspective is one side of these certifications, but like added advantage that we get after doing these certifications definitely helps in in that area as well. Right. So I
Okay,
hope
thank you.
I answered your question, Armin. Do you have anything else that you would like to ask?
No, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Narmeen. Okay, so we have one more question, which is like a very relevant question coming from Gulzar Saab, that he wanted to ask about the relevancy of EduHubSpot provided mocks in the real exam, and how many mocks Saqib has done, and what like percentages, and like while doing the real exam, how many questions or percentage of exam you found struggling harder to the like to answer those questions. So probably he wants to ask that the material that you consider from EduHubSpot, the mocks, especially the clone test, because we highly focus on the clone test and its preparation. How did you find that relevant to your real exam, and did you find any similar questions from those mocks or clone exam, or how helpful was that material in your real exam, which is a very relevant question for anyone who is considering a EduHubSpot.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree. So to begin with, the relevancy was very high between what I experienced, the kind of questions I experienced through the mocks and the clones, and then on the exam. I mean, you will probably not, if you're lucky, maybe you get same questions, but the pattern or what they were asking were the same. They were like, to let me put it this way, there was not a single question in the actual exam which caught me off guard, which I had no idea what were they talking about. So the mocks the mocks, I think, is the first real test of your preparation. They are very relevant to your actual exam questions. The way they are structured is actually how the PMP exam is going to be. So it tests you on your concept, it tests you on your time management. You go through the exact simulation, and that experience in itself is also very important before you sit in your real exam. And I play, luckily, still cricket. So let me just give you an analogy. The mocks and the clones, you consider them as your net bowlers, and EduHubSpot ensures that you face the toughest of bowlers in the nets, so that when you go out to play the actual match, you are able to handle any kind of bowlers and those bowlers are the questions that they will be throwing at you.
That's a very wonderful answer. So actually, Gulzar sir, we do not guarantee, and that's against ethics as well, I would say, that you guarantee that, okay, these are going to be the 1,000 questions, and if you do that, you are going to get like 100 questions out of this. This is like not something that we are up to, and this is not the essence of what we are offering. We are offering you the right skill set and the knowledge base, and with that knowledge base, with that connectivity of the concept, which is the concept of integration in project management, you should be in a position to answer any scenario that comes to you, and you should not be knowing that scenario beforehand, but you are going to practice a lot. And like I said, I'm an ATP provider, and so is the EduHubSpot. So we also provide you around 350 or 360 cloned scenarios and cloned exam questions as well. So let me get you like this very right, that mock tests are something which the trainers and Varun himself has created for the student. They are very hard scenarios, and clone tests are real PMP questions which do not appear in the exam anymore, but they used to appear in the exam few months ago, and PMI has provided that to us to help our students in getting the right preparation and getting the right context, which doesn't mean that those questions are going to appear in the exam. No, this is like coming directly from PMI. So of course, they are not going to breach their code of ethics and professional conduct. They just want to help you prepare your students in the right way. In the exam, the questions are going to be very different, but you can find similar questions. You can find relatable scenarios and questions that you have already done in your practice during the preparation. And Saqib has cleared his PMP with above target score, and most of my students, the PMP students, clear the exam with above target score, and they do not go for any other material than the EduHubSpot provided simulator. So of course, the quality of the material is very, very good that we provide. And that's the reason why my company has partnered with EduHubSpot for the PMP trainings, right? Because their material has proved to be like very, very good for not like for like a short time, but they have been in the industry for more than 10 years, and they are very, very good. So that's the reason why I have partnered with them, and I know that they provide very, very good quality material. So hope that answered your question, Gulzar. And we are very much on time. So yeah, Gulzar Saab is saying perfect and nice hearing about high relevancy, fantastic practice and real exam. Okay, thank you so much, Gulzar Saab. So if anyone has any other questions or comments, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask that. And if no, then we are already done. And if any one of you is interested in joining our next PMP Bootcamp program, we are starting the next batch from 4th of Feb. And registrations are open. If you are interested, you can join us. And if you want to explore it further and you want to have a conversation with me, I've already shared the channels with you. So you can connect with me on the LinkedIn as well. And you have my number as well. I've shared that over the comment box. So you can personally contact me as well. And I will definitely try to resolve your queries. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Thank you, Saqib, for taking out time and sharing the useful insights with us. Hopefully, it has helped the members who have joined us in the webinar. And very soon, I'm going to come with another webinar with probably another PMP, PGMP, or PFMP certified. Thank you very much, everyone. Take care.
Thank you so
Bye.
much for having me here. Have a good one. Take care.